I would like to preface this video by saying, I'm sorry, I'm not crazy, I love my boyfriend. My friends and family that have already heard this story 3 billion times, you don't even gotta watch this one. I believe you support me. I love y'all. You don't gotta watch this video. Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. And today, I'm waiting for this one. Start it up! I've been waiting for this one. I'm coming at you guys with a story time. And you're probably thinking, Samantha, what is this title talking about? Yes, I am being quite honest and very serious when I say Jack Harlow did, in fact, write a song about me. And I'm gonna tell you guys all about it. So if you are new to my channel, if you want to, please subscribe and let's get right on into this video. So boom, my friend Haley, I think it was towards the end of our second semester, she sends me a screenshot of the Instagram story of Jack Harlow saying that he was going to be doing CD signings in New York City. Now, I've been rocking with Jack for a very long time. Grown with him throughout his awkward stage, and now he's kind of in his prime now. So proud of him, love him. Love his music too, love him as an artist just in general. So, of course, me being a longtime supporter and wife, I love my boyfriend. I had to go support him and see what all the hoopla was about. So she sent me that and she was like, girl, we need to go. And I said, it's not even a matter of question, are we going? It's how we're gonna get there, what time do we have to wake up, what am I gonna wear? This was happening, it was a done deal, trust. She sends me the thing and I'm like, okay, we need to go. The night before the event, I'm finishing my final presentation for my writing class, I'm doing all my homework, whatever, because I'm going to see my man. And I could not be more stoked. So I'm sitting in the lounge, I'm doing my homework, and I look over to Haley and I go, we should probably figure out like where it is, because the details are very vague on the Instagram story post. So Haley does a little bit of digging. She goes on the Urban Outfitters Instagram and she finds a location, and it was in Herald Square, the Urban Outfitters at Herald Square. And there's a two-parter to this story. So there's the part where we're waiting in line and the part where we actually meet him. And I'm here to inform you of both. After we figured out what we had to do, I'm gonna explain it to you guys now. We had to go to the Urban Outfitters, doors open at 11 a.m. to buy wristbands. Now, you're probably like, how much were the wristbands? The wristbands were $16 and they came with the CD. Or with the CD that you purchased, you also got one wristband. You couldn't buy more than one. It was first come, first serve. That was just how it was. Me and Haley having our big engineering brains, we were like, maybe we should get there 3 hours early because Jack Harlow is the talk of the town. First track I've come home, the kids miss you. Like, I know that's right. He is the talk of the town, like he stated in his new album, and we were not trying to play any games with all the other girls and all the other bachelorettes. All the other bachelorettes that were coming to see my man. So we got there, and we wake up, Haley and I both wake up, 6:30. We went to bed at 4, woke up at 6:30, got ready by 7, took the train all the way to Herald Square. It was just a 26-minute train ride. Then we walked and got there exactly at 8 a.m. Now, we didn't see any people who were creeping and crawling, and that's how you know. If you don't see an initial line when you go to a meetup or a meet and greet or anything, that's how you know there's a sneaky, nasty line that's gonna creep up and surprise you. And sure enough, there was. It wasn't crazy long, but it was like half of the block was already lined up at 8 a.m. And the people in the front, there were some people who came from Pennsylvania, who stayed over the night before. Now, I love Jack. Jack, if you're watching, I love you. But staying overnight in New York City, I'm sorry, I can't do it. And it won't be me, but I love you, I really do. So we go and we stand up in this line, Haley and I. It's cold, we have our jackets on. Because it's that awkward stage in New York City where everybody knows that it's always cold in the morning and then it wants to be summer in the afternoon. There's never any consistency. So me and Haley are standing there with our jackets on, we're trembling, we're waiting. When I tell you guys, these were the longest 3 hours of my life. Just waiting there. Getting a little too excited. We were trying to do everything that we could in our power to keep us preoccupied. We were listening to his music, we were dancing, whoop de whoop whoop. There was this white lady in front of us who was telling us her life story about how many celebrities her and her daughter have met and how she's waiting for her daughter to get the ticket and the wristband and she's so lazy and this. Girl, good for you. what does that have to do with Jen? These two girls come behind Haley and I, and if you guys are watching, I doubt that you are, but shout out to Janet and Cheyenne. You guys are the goats. They were our Jack Harlow buddies. They came in clutch. It became a group. It was once a duo of two and it became a group of four. These two girls came behind us, Janet and Cheyenne, and we just started talking and chopping it up, waiting for this entire time to go in the line. The sweetest, most beautiful girls ever. So we finally get to the front. There's a barricade, and it looks like the entire cast of Men in Black lined up. It's giving Secret Service with their little walkie-talkies, little intercoms, and they're like, excuse me. Who said y'all can come in? Y'all can't come in. Why are you screaming at 8 in the morning? Nobody's gonna attack you. The people in line are 90, 120 pounds, and you're pushing 400. What are you doing? So we're waiting in line. We finally get into the Urban Outfitters, and we're so excited. Get into the Urban Outfitters. The Urban Outfitters is broken up into 3 tiers. There's the basement tier, the middle tier, and then the upper tier, which is where the meet and greet was supposed to be. Now, we got to get our wristbands. We went up. They were like, how many CDs do you want? And I was like, babe, you know I use Spotify to stream. Where am I going to use CD? I just need it for the signing. So I'm like, 1 CD, please. And Janet, Cheyenne, Haley, we all get our CDs. And we're happy as hell. And we're making our way out. And the next part of the story is at 7 p.m., which is when the actual CD signing was supposed to happen. So we go. And I'm like, Haley, I gotta get ready for my man. I need to get my makeup, I gotta get my setting spray, I need to get lashes. So we go around town, Haley and I, and we're looking for the things, and I'm picking it out, adding it to my cart, and swipe, because one thing I'm not about to do is look crusted in front of Jack Harlow. I love my boyfriend. Really, after I get everything, we go all the way home, and a couple hours passed, and now I'm getting ready. Haley's at another dorm, she's chilling, she was just like, just with me when you're done. I'm like, okay. They put the wristband on my hand at the store. I have to go and take a shower because it's hot. Mind you, I'm hot. I've been running all day to get this ticket. I finally have it. So I take a shower. I cut off my circulation by putting a plastic bag, wrapping it around, securing it with rubber bands, and holding my arm out like this while I take my shower. Why, you might ask? Because it was a paper wristband, and I was not about to play with the security guard people and have them tell me that after 3 hours of waiting, that because the ink was running or something was a little off, that I wasn't able to see Jack Harlow. It wasn't going to happen. So I cut off my left arm circulation, scrubbing, dubbing, doing all the things. Come out the shower, and I'm rushing now. I'm putting on my clothes. I'm gonna insert pictures throughout this video, but I'm putting on my clothes and I start on my makeup, and I'm like, literally it's giving makeup tutorial, it's giving beauty guru, it gave James Charles. I was like, blend here, conceal here, dab up here, don't drag, don't dust, don't do. Crazy. Just for me to make sure that I didn't make any mistake, I was narrating my entire step-by-step makeup routine. My stuff, and I could you not, I'm running out the door because we're already running late. I don't know how, don't ask how. We're running out the door, sprinting. With Haley, we take the train, we get back to Herald Square. The only difference between what happened in the morning and then what happened at 6 p.m., we got there at 6. At 6 p.m. was the baddies. I ain't never been with a baddie. I saw like 300. When I tell you, I was getting a little bit defensive. I gotta fight somebody because you guys look too good. They look gorgeous. Jack Harlow, let me say this. If you are ever watching this video, you are a lucky man. Did you know that? Because he had some insane bachelorettes lined up for him. And I'm like, I gotta fight with somebody because you guys are looking like top models. What's going on? It's giving Vogue. Yeah, it's Vogue off the cover. I'm getting scared now. I look cute too, don't get me wrong. But some of these girls, I'm just, wow, baffled. There was this one girl, I don't know if she'll ever come across this video, but if you do, I don't know your name, but I went up to you in the line, and she was this beautiful dark-skinned Muslim girl, cute, beautiful plus-size Muslim girl, dark skin, and she was wearing the satin orange hijab. I said, mashallah. Oh my gosh, with the gold nose jewelry, she looked absolutely astonishing. Took my breath away. I had to go up to her and compliment her. I go up and I'm like, girl, you look so cute. You look bomb. You look gorgeous. And she's like, oh my gosh, you look so cute. I was like, I love a black woman from infinity. You know how it goes. I'm with my sisters forever. We're in this forever. I'm never leaving. we're in this forever. In my mind, I'm looking at her and I'm like, if you take my man, it's totally fine because you look great. We go in the back of the line and we meet up with Janet and Cheyenne later. So Janet has her friend Shalissa over there and we're talking, and Shalissa wasn't there to get the wristband, but she was just there to support Janet because she was unfortunately couldn't get time off of work to go to the event. So I'm chopping it up with Shalissa. Haley and I are chopping it up with Shalissa. And Shalissa poses the question and she goes, what time do you think that they're gonna start screaming? Janet says 7, Haley says 8, Shalissa says 8:30. I go 6:43. The screaming started at 6:41 p.m. When I tell you guys, it was not silent because obviously we're waiting outside. It's New York City, it's never gonna be silent. But in comparison to the shrieks, when he arrived, oh my God, Jack Harlow. The single file line that was developed from the women who were standing just submerged into this big blob, and they're just running into the street, trying to see the van, the car, to just get a sneak peek of his little Jew curls. I was like, my God, wow, this is insane. And you know what's crazy? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you folks something for those watching at home. There was a group of people who were coming up, passing the line, and obviously New Yorkers are like, what's going on? So they're passing the line and they're asking us, and they're like, well, what are you guys waiting for? And we go, we're waiting for Jack Harlow to meet and greet, a CD signing. And some of them are like, oh my God, that's so cool. And some of them are like, we do not care. Simple, plain and simple. And these people that did ask and were like, oh my God, that's so cool, they went to the opposite side, didn't have a wristband, weren't dedicated from the start, didn't show up at 8 a.m. at the crack of dawn, okay? Didn't show up at the crack of dawn. They went to the other side of the sidewalk and they were waiting. And as soon as the shrieks emerged, they started Usain Bolt sprinting. Sha'Carri Richardson sprinting. The men in blacks, they had to come in. And they were like, do you got a wristband? I can't let you in without a wristband. I can't let you in. I can't let you in for the free. Thankfully, because I was going to get really upset if I waited 8 a.m. for nothing, essentially. For nothing. Finally make our way inside. And I'm looking at Haley, I'm looking at Janet, I'm looking at Cheyenne. After we're like in the line preparing what we're gonna say, because I've already had an experience. I met Bethany Moda years ago. Bethany Moda, she was the it girl of YouTube. She's still the it girl. And I remember when I went to go meet her, I was so nervous to meet her, waited hours in the beaming hot sun in Times Square, met her, said, I love you, thought it was gonna be like an Oprah experience. She was gonna hand me some keys, she was gonna open my third eye, and she was just like, love you too. We took a photo and I left. Mind you, I'm sure she was burnt out of all the interactions she had that day, but trust, I was upset that it wasn't any longer. So I knew that this interaction with Jack had to count. We walked into the Urban Outfitters. The first thing my body is just connecting with is the loud bass of the music. They're playing his new album, which I've already got to listen to, and I listened to it when it released. Haley and I listened to it when it released, and we were just vibing, just dancing. So we were already well acquainted with Come Home, the Kids Miss You. And we start walking up the stairs from the middle tier to the top tier, and my heart's beating. I'm looking at Haley and I'm like, we're about to meet Jack Harlow. I'm like, are we about to meet Jack Harlow? I'm geeked. And she's like, I know this is insane. We're crazy. We're about to meet him. We walk up the stairs and there's like these, the adjustable strap barricades that ensures that everyone who's there is standing in like a single filed line. So we get to the top, it's just a crowd of women. It was probably 95% women, 5% men. And that is an over-exaggeration on the men part. Probably 3 men were there. Every girl loves Jack Harlow. So we're there in the back of the line and I don't see Jack and I'm like, well, where's my man? It's getting a little bit concerning now. I go on listen y'all, I'm 5'9". So I hit that extendo with my daddy long legs and I go like that and I see the initial Jew curl and I'm sent. I'm talking to Giant Janet. I'm weak in the knees. I'm like, oh my God. This is Jack, oh my God. I'm looking at all the other fan interactions happening in front of me and I'm just in utter shock because if you guys are Jack Harlow fans like I am, or if you've seen the fan interactions that he's had with the other people, it's astonishing. to see how wonderful those interactions are. Again, me assuming my third eye was gonna be open. So we finally get our way to the brink of the line. And the way that it worked was that there was a skinny Men in Black man, and he was at the end of the line where he was opening up that like string barricade to unlock it for people to actually go through and say hi to him and get their CD signed. So, you know me, I'm thinking, I got it in his bag. Like, he's gonna wanna wife it right here and now. Like, there's no stress. But then I see Giant go up, and she has her interaction, and I'm looking at her in awe. And then Janet goes up, and I'm looking at her interaction, and I'm in awe of everything that's going on. So then as soon as Janet hits that initial pose to take the photo, mind you, we couldn't take out our phones because Urban Outfitters had already ordered a private photographer to take photos of the event, and they were just going to send it through like a Dropbox link to everyone who was there. So Janet's posing for her photo, and it's very quick. This interaction is very quick. So whatever you need to say, as soon as they say take that photo, you got to start wrapping up the dialect, okay, the linguistics. Because as soon as they go, hear the security guard go, excuse me, you gotta move, you gotta leave. There's other people in the line. I know. They're acting like you're not getting paid. You're gonna get paid regardless. Calm down. You don't have to rough me up. It's my turn. As soon as Janet takes that initial step off and Jack darts his Pacific blue eyes into mine, fell out. I couldn't speak, didn't know my name, didn't know what state I was in, my social security number, none of that. So he looks at me and I look at him and he starts smiling, and I pivot around and I go to my friend Haley, who's currently behind the barricade. And I'm like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. And Haley very calmly looks at me and she goes, you got it, bro. You got it. And I don't know why, I don't know what she said or what happened, but thank God she said it at that time. Because I turned around, I pivoted, and I went, hey, Jack. Oh my God! And down, he's smiling. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then he gives me a hug. Now, when we go in for the hug, mind you guys, this man is 6'3". A lot of people assume that he's very, very short. I don't know why, but he's 6'3". So I'm looking at him and he's looking down at me, and he gives me a hug and I'm like, oh my God. And he lets go of me and I hand him the CD. And as soon as I hand over that CD, the script came back. Yeah. Okay, Jennifer Lawrence. Okay, Leonardo. Okay, Scarlett Johansson. Like, I knew what I had to say. The script was coming back, and I was so thankful, because if I blinked, I really would have fumbled the bag. And he starts signing, and I go, Jack, for those who don't know, who haven't watched Come Home the Kids Miss You, stop watching this video and stream Come Home the Kids Miss You. Thank you very much. But track number 9 off of the album has a song called I Got a Shot. And in that song, it says, show me the smile like them little dimples now. I mean, not too much. Not too much. So I go up to him and I go, Jack, why didn't you tell me that track number 9, I Got a Shot, the girl with the dimples, is about me? When I tell y'all, this man signed my CD. He gives me the little side eye and he goes, well, you know, I figured that you would know that song was about you. Guys, when I tell you, my knees, gelatin. Couldn't feel them wobbling. I feel them buckling. I'm like, oh God, help me, please. Like, could not. So, and he knew what he did too, and he knew that I was taken aback, because I'm looking at him like, and he looking at me like, and if I were a little bit lighter and you guys could see me naturally blush, I would have been fire hydrant red, okay? Fire hydrant red. Firefighter red. Clifford the Red Dog red. Yeah, it was very much, I didn't know what to do. So he's looking at me and I go, stop playing. And I playfully tap his shoulder and he starts laughing and I go, oh, I have this man laughing. Wrap it up, guys. The event is over because I'm leaving with him. You know what I mean? Like, that's what was going through my mind. Signing my album. He puts it back. He hands it back to me and I take it. And now he's looking down at me and I'm looking up at him. And you know, me trying to be cute, trying to be flirty and throw that energy out there. I'm like, Jack, this is the first time I'm meeting you, but I know it won't be the last. When I tell you this man looks down at me up and down, he goes, I know that. You know? You know? Stand up! I need to stand up because it's getting out of hand at this point. You're cute now, so I'm like, you know what, Jack, on the real though, like your music, I think it really brings people together. And when I said together, he pulled me in for a second embrace. I was like, wow, 2 hugs, huh? I was like, 2 hugs, huh? And he pulls me in for the photo. And at this point, I didn't even care about the photo because especially at events like this, you know that the photo's gonna be terrible. It doesn't matter what you do because the photographer's not telling you to fix your hair, tilt your head this way. Yeah, I'm here for the check. So when I turn, I do my cute little, right back at him. I have things to cover. So I look at him dead in the eyes and I go, I love you. And he goes, I love you. And I go, no, Jack, I love you. And he goes, I love you too. Guys, I'm starting to cheese like for real because I cannot, okay? So he says that and I'm like, okay. And I start walking off and I turn back and he goes, Jack, and all I'm saying to anybody on his PR management team, Jack knows about me, okay? So we don't have to act like he doesn't know what it is and he doesn't know what it do. You know what I'm saying? So put me on the guest list. We will be meeting each other again. When I tell you guys, I'm manifesting meeting him, and I actually did. That's why I'm trying to be bigger on manifestation because it works. Seriously. So Jack, I will meet you again. It was lovely meeting you, husband, that time. You know what I mean? And thank you for writing track number 9, I Got a Shot About Me, off the new album. It's great and I love it. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Okay. Yeah, guys, that was the end of the story. This was a long one, so I hope you grabbed a snack. I hope you grabbed a drink. Because this one was long. This one was lengthy because I had to give you the play-by-play. I wanted to give you the detail by detail so you guys could feel like you were there with me. And I feel like hopefully that translated throughout this video. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching and supporting me. If you want more story times, let me know. I'm running out of ideas to come up with, and it's only the 4th video, so please help your girl out. And I will see you in the next one. I'm out. Bye. I love you. Let me get out of here, y'all. I love you.